What's up, guys? Welcome to the Star Wars Cooking Guy Show. I'm Seth, your host. Obviously, you know me, you've seen me. We are here week to week doing things that we do, cooking Star Wars items. So this week, we're going to be making trash compactor monster cookies. If y'all don't remember what that is from Star Wars A New Hope. When they were in the detention block, they escaped into the trash compactor and they had the monster down there, and it took Luke under, and you thought he was going to drown him, but no, then he popped back up and the monster escaped, and then the walls started closing in. What are they going to do now? They were trying to get a hold of C-3PO and they couldn't get a hold of him because he was being detained by stormtroopers. So it was just a crazy thing, and then they escaped. So we're going to get right into these cookies. A little bit of back history there that I explained to you. So, what I've done so far, I took a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter and went ahead and put it in here. I normally use Jif. When I went to Walmart this morning, they didn't have any Jif. I was a little disturbed, so I had to go for the second best, Skippy. Skippy is the second best. So I threw that one out there, and that's what I did. Alright, so I got that in there. Next thing we're going to do is going to put a half cup of brown sugar right into there. We're then going to do a half cup of regular sugar. If I can get enough out of here. Alright, 1/2 cup of regular sugar right into there. We are done with this. Let's get it out of the way. And then, last but not least, we're going to do a half cup of softened butter, which is a whole stick of butter. Best way to soften this thing up, if you haven't let it out for a while, turn on the oven, preheat the stove, put it on there, let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, and it gets nice and soft to where you need it. And we're going to throw that right in there. Boom! Alright, now we're going to take all these items and we are going to mix them together. Now, you can do this with a mixing bowl and a mixer, but you know, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I'm going to use the Chewbacca spoon. Chewbacca. So there we are, Chewbacca spoon. That's what we're going to use, and we're going to mix her all up in here. We want to mix this up until this is nice and smooth. Alright. Combining all of our ingredients together. The butter, the peanut butter, the brown sugar, and the regular sugar. Alright. So, I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. Alright, and that's what we're going to cook these things on. I have taken my big cookie sheet and lined it with some parchment paper. That way they don't stick, you know, because we don't want it to stick. So as you can see, this is going to be a peanut butter based cookie. Alright. I already love some peanut butter cookies, so we're just going to add some extra items to this, and this is going to be really, really good. I cannot wait to taste these. Alright, so mix this up until it is nice and smooth and combined. You know what, Chewbacca did a good job there. Look at that, nice and combined. Way to go, Chewbacca. I thank you for your service. Alright, next thing we are going to do is we're going to add our eggs. 3 large eggs. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Just like the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials. Alright. So we're going to crack these in here and get them going. Remember, no shells. Don't want any shells. Alright. Nobody likes a shelly cookie. Ha ha. Yeah. Alright. Cracking them right in there. Just like a pro. And good quick rinse to get that any extra egg that may have splattered off there. And we're going to put our eggs back up. Because eggs should be stored in, you know, in the refrigerator, obviously. Alright, so we are going to add our vanilla extract. That is next. Boom! That's what it looks like. Once again, you can find all this stuff at Walmart. You know me. That's where I go. That's where I shop. So, get this open right here, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't know where I'm going. I have them right here. Let's find the 1 teaspoon one. There it is, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Nice and level. Boom, right in there. Done. That's how we do it here at the Star Wars Cooking Guys show. Get in there, get it done, get out. All right. I'm going to mix that to combine these ingredients right now. All right, with the eggs and the vanilla extract. Get that nice and mixed in there. This is really coming together. So now that this is becoming a little bit thinner, I am going to move to my to a whisk. May need Chewbacca again. Chewbacca, you've done a great service. We're gonna lay you right there. All right, on the Mandalorian plate. Get my whisk out. Love my whisk, my wire whisk. It is my best friend. Great for things. Great for making gravy or an Alfredo sauce. Just throwing stuff right in there. Good stuff to go. All right. So, got the whisk, got it all mixed up. Next, we are going to add oats. It is 4.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. Looks about like that. There you go. It's $1 something for this whole thing. Don't always have to get the name brand, which I did. Obviously, I went with Great Value brand. They do have the Quaker Oats. Same thing, old-fashioned. Like I said, 4.5 cups of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously we need a half. And a half. Now that took almost the entire thing, just so you know. So for this recipe, you know, I spent $1 on this, you know, like a couple bucks on the peanut butter. Everything else, odds and ends that I normally have around here anyways. So these are going to be great things that you can make on a budget, you know. It'll be stuff that you have normally around the house. Next we need to add in our baking powder. Baking soda, sorry. Baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. And that is 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Shouldn't have threw that away so quick. That's alright. Give that a quick rinse and dry her off. Alright. Got my live-in fridge baking soda here. Right in there. And right in there. There we go. Alright. Now we're done with that. Put this back in the refrigerator. That way it keeps it nice and fresh. You know. And we're going to mix again. Let's see here. Let's get old Chewbacca another round and go. Yeah, that's mixing really good. We're going to show you what this looks like after I get all of this right here mixed in. So it's like an oat peanut butter type deal right now. It looks pretty good. I mean, I could eat this right now. I mean, granted, it does have raw eggs in there, so you don't want to eat it, obviously. You want to cook those eggs before you eat this stuff. So, that's why you bake them in the oven, yada, yada, yada. Alright, got this all mixed nice and thoroughly, the baking soda and all the oats. Good job, Mr. Chewbacca. Alright, let's give a little rundown. You can see that. Looking pretty good. Alright. So, So now I have this is probably why it's called the trash compactor. So in this bowl, I have a wondrous amazement of things. I have Cheerios, stick pretzels that are broken in half. I have a wavy chip, chips with waves. I actually used Ruffles that are crushed. All right. And I have semi-sweet chocolate chips. All right. All this to go in this item. All right. And we're going to mix this all in here as well. So, technically, if you were using the mixer, you'd use the mixer until this point. All right. Then you would remove it from the mixer. All right. Like I said, I don't have a mixer. I don't use a mixer. I do everything by hand, as you can see. So, as you can see, this is a plethora of items in here. All right. And we're going to mix this all in here. Just like that. Did a little bit of pre-prepping, but, before I started the show. Because I didn't want to have you see me go crunch, 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 all that kind of stuff. So, got this all together, and we're going to mix this all in together. All right. Get this nice and mixed. Don't want to use the wire whisk for this one for obvious reasons, because then we'll be crushing other things we don't want to crush. All right. Just heard the oven kick back on. That means my oven is preheated to 350, so that's a good sign. It means we are almost ready to go. And I'm almost ready to go here. As you can see, I've got all this stirred up, and it is looking really, really good. Like, this is going to be a great cookie. I figured, what? Hey, it's pretty hot today. I don't want to do too much. Don't want to make a big whole meal and, heat my kitchen up so where it's nice and hot, because it is supposed to be like 93 degrees today here. So we're going to keep it on the cool side. Just make some cookies. I even got I got dinner in the crock pot right now. Gonna make this cool new thing. I'll let you know how it turns out next week. It is going to be a pastry puff stuffed with chicken pot pie. All right, it sounds weird. I know, but I think this is going to actually turn out really good. Got all my ingredients for the chicken pot pie in the crock pot, because you put it in there, you let it cook, it does its thing. All right, got my pastry puffs out. They're thawing. You can thaw them in 3 hours. They're good. So got that going, and I think this is actually going to be really good. It's going to be like a little snack-sized thing that you can eat that has the deliciousness of a chicken pot pie in it. How good is that? Yeah, I know. I am a genius. Or maybe not. I don't know. I just thought of it, thought it'd be good, so I went with it. All right. So we got to spoon these out using a half cup. So we're gonna use this. Yeah, there we go. Onto our sheet. All right. Chewbacca, once again, you've been a great service. So we want half cup portions, and sorry, I was reading to make sure I got this right. So it's a little big. I'm gonna shape them into balls. All right. All right, look at us go. Look at us go. Getting these on here, and we're not going to be able to do the entire thing here in one go, obviously. Cookie dough makes a lot, technically. I mean, as you can, I'll show you all these once I'm get them all on here. It's a little less than half cup. We don't want to pack it down, blah, 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 But No, I'm only going to go with 6. Only going to go with 6 because I don't know exactly how these are going to go out. I don't want to get them too close together. You know, if they do, thin out and everything, which I think they're going to do. All right, obviously. So, going to bake 6 here to start, and we will see what it looks like after it comes out of the oven. This is going to go in for anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. You know. All right, so we'll put her in the oven, see what it looks like, and then we'll be back and we'll take a little taste, obviously, because that's what we do. We cook the food and then we eat it and we taste it on the show. That way you guys know, hey, look, this is actually pretty good. So anyways, we will be right back. See you after a bit. We're back. Welcome back. So these cooked for about 15 minutes. Let them cool on a pan for about 5 minutes, and then I transferred them to a wire rack to cool for an additional few minutes. Going to give you a little peek of these things. Oh my gosh. They look like something was just thrown together and everything just put in it. They look good, I mean, obviously. But it looks like a great combination of, my goodness, there is everything in this cookie. And they're big. Future generations, I went with smaller doses than the half cup. I went with about a quarter cup pinches on the other ones that I have baking now. There's more, we should say, more portioned, I should say, is a quarter cup, So, anyways, we're going to get right down to it. We are going to take a bite of this monster of a beast and see what it tastes like, It is a very hefty, light cookie. I mean, it's got some good weight because it is a pretty big cookie. But, I mean, tear right into that and look at that. It just looks so good. And, I mean, literally everything that you put into it you can taste because it's all mixed together, it's all folded in. I mean, you can see the pretzels right there, the oats, the chocolate chips, the actual chips, that we put into this thing. So I mean, just crazy how good this is. It's got the salty, it's got the sweet, it's so good. Trying to it up here before I talk again. But anyways, nice little cookie recipe you got right there. As you know, I'll post all the ingredients and the amounts that I put in, and you just gotta follow my instructions on what I do, and then you can make it yourself. One new episode of Obi-Wan tonight. As always, on Wednesday nights I watch the new episode of Obi-Wan. Watched the one last week. Oh my gosh. Going into that fortress, sneaking in the dark, lighting up his lightsaber, taking down a stormtrooper, turn it back off, snuck back around, did the same thing to the other one, got Leia, got off there. You have all kinds of Easter eggs in there. You have, the ships that they used on Hoth in Empire Strikes Back coming in to save them. This is an amazing show. You got Darth Vader right there. He was right there. Could have took him, but he didn't. They let him go. And the Inquisitor said that she, let him go. Because, there's a tracker on her, which is in Lola, the little robot. Oh my gosh. So, crazy stuff happening. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll catch up again next week. Until then, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week.